Well, good afternoon and welcome back to Gongmana for 2023. On behalf of ULTI.TV, my name is Daniel Clinton, and well, you can see both teams on the screen at the moment. And only at Gongmana would we have a situation where both teams are going to wear white. So wish me luck, because this is going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a challenge for the players as well. When you're playing at speed, it is it's tricky. It's tricky to know which player's which, whose player's who. Everyone's wearing white. No one came with a dark, because, I mean, surely not predicted. So there's a Long Donks team made up of players from different parts. James Spray out there, Ben Powley. Tony Castriano is actually noted on the team sheet, but can't see him anywhere. His heads of state teammate Carlip Liu is playing. That's for the Long Donks. And on the other side of the disc, the Gongfather. Bit of a reunion tour of certain sorts. Tim Booth, John Greenfield, Stefan Goeka, John French. Men that played together before the turn of the millennium, over 20 years ago. I believe, well, Tim Booth and John Greenfield, I know for sure, both played Dingo's campaigns early 2000s. So this game promises to be a fun one. And there on screen is the TD herself, Mandy Lee, listed and playing for the Gongfather. So the first pool set to get underway. Only 12 minutes late, so we'll get a good 60-minute hour game. It'll be the Long Donks to pull first. They're going to run left to right. First pull gets us underway. And Tim Booth will be one to go back and get it on. Tom Webster on the near sideline, guarded by James Bray. Zachary Massey on the mark. And Booth to bring it in. Comes out. Near side. Hardage elects to leave it for a very long time. And Massey gets a block. Powley. Oh, a double helixing hammer that Tim Booth will get back. And then Booth goes with a huck. Powley in the area, so is Bray. Bray and Powley competing for the stat. C coming straight to Bray, and then C continues the run. Luo overrunning the pass. Or potentially the pass thrown behind her. We'll throw out into space, Booth. The sniper takes a piece of him. Oh, too low. And Bray to the cut of Anna C. Here's Dhaliwal. Throws a hammer to Massey. And that's the first point of the game. Long donks. They get on the board. Sima Dhaliwal throwing a hammer. Did see it. The cut was there. Potentially the hammer was not what we would normally expect, but it works out in the end. So results-based ultimate says good choice. And looks like we will have a change of kit. The Gongfather have decided to go with the Reds. Looks like a hybrid Newcastle line. The Greenfields out there, Kirsty and John. The Stoddards out there. Jess and Chris. Joined by Emma Booth and Mandy Lee. And it does look like it's a married line, as Tim Booth is just pulling on a red to join his partner out there. So an offensive point for the Gongfather. Greenfield. That's John Greenfield wearing the shooter sleeves. He'll let it go and call a brick here. Chris Stoddard. Immediately the break to John Greenfield. Lee. Kirsty Greenfield. Has some time. Fits it in there to Stoddard. Lee coming in with a hard undercut. Greenfield to Booth. Booth to Booth. And that's a score for the Gongfather. One all. creation of just enough space. Booth, and then to a tight window. Confusion in the body language of the Gongfather D-line. Stoddard gesturing that. I think the confusion is around male matching versus female matching. I think they've figured out what the split will be. On screen we see young Keo Booth. His 4th Ultimate Frisbee tournament, 13 years of age. Stands like he's old man too. Inside Tim Booth. Heel pull. Palais will play this as in. Wearing an interesting knitted party hat. Bray. Oh, that is a big, big, long shot to Trong. James Bray just overcooking it. Booth gets the disc in through the hands of Lee to Greenfield. And now Webster. Webster again getting up there. And then Chris Stoddard now in an advanced position. Booth. Stoddard. Goes the hammer across to Kirsty Greenfield. Oh, that's a tough break. Now Alice C picks it up. Dhaliwal. Oh, and then picked off. And then the throw. Well, that was quick. In they go. Back to the replay. Dhaliwal just to the stationary receiver. Results in the pass getting picked off. Always dangerous when the receiver's not in motion. Easy to throw something that does result in a turn, as the defenders often will be in motion. So some more line changes. French, Goeka, Greenfield. Carpenter. No relation of Raya Carpenter. Liu. Massey. Oh, Massey. That flick has come out. It looked like he was in all kinds of shapes. Just a great throw in the end by Zachary Massey. So the step forward was very, very short. And that right hip was already very advanced. So I was expecting him to have to come back and relink the kinetic chain. But see that he's just able to kind of twist into it. It's come out real flat. Wonderful throw. So 2-2. An interesting game to begin. Liu to pull for the Long Donks. Being a lefty, natural motion of the outside in keeps that in bounds. French. Defense gets on quickly and Bray just steps in front of Stoddard. Long Donks with an opportunity to quickly turn this over. Quickly score. The hammer to Cash. The opportunity goes begging. And ownership of the hat has been passed over. To be fair, it was a rather terrible. I'm not sure the option was bad, but certainly the execution left something to be desired. So French. Hardage. And now Greenfield. Stoddard. Those long wings. And to Keogh Booth in the end zone. Oh, Sima Dhaliwal, the big bully. A look of guilt. She feels so guilty right now. Oh dear. And Liu. Oh, that's a fat side, hard to complete there. Stationary receiver. French. Oh, he's just going to put this on James Bray's head and test him. He gets roofed by Stoddard. And Stoddard then points for Webster. Stoddard has let that go a long way out. It looks like they're going to call that as in. And I think that is a perfect moment to make comment that Red Bull sponsoring the tournament, certainly giving Chris Stoddard wings as he posterized James Bray. It was just a static vertical competition. Bray versus Stoddard. French just put it on their head. (3-2). Gongfather playing some very experienced ultimate at the moment. Minimum effort for maximum reward. Yamaguchi. her ball. So it gets gathered by Carpenter to Strong. And now Massey. And Massey more than happy to put it up there. And Fowler dunks on the crossbar. Zachary Massey, second time. This time, a little bit of a better spot from Fowler. Gets it. So the game remains even, 3-3. Long Donks convert. The Gongfather on offense. The reunion tour continues. LSC, disc in hand. She'll take the ball. And a good pull it is. Both. Now Stoddard with Hardage. And a long throw. Again, Stoddard. Well, Stoddard just calm and collected. Falcons KO Booth in celebration. And the Gongfather go to 4-3. At the moment, just trading points. Not really much of a step there, but when it's Chris Stoddard, potentially, you trust them. Greenfield. He has the disc at the moment. This game just trading along. The Long Donks signal their readiness. And that pull. That'll settle in, so Fowler plays it from the back. And Chong, her pass. No look, Scuba. Tim Booth. And then he dabs on them. The no look Scuba. 5-3, that is the first difference really between these two teams. Got to go back to that. So we look at it. He sees it. Goes with the look away. Oh, dear. And only at Gongmana would you see feats such as that. Costly error. Well, that leads us to the situation we find ourselves in at the moment. 5-3, our scoreboard. We'll get updated shortly. Fowler signalling ready. Gongfather. Got a critical early break. Fowler's going to let that one go. So they'll get a brick. Will the Long Donks? Luo. Fowler. Dhaliwal finds a little bit of space. Has Forbes. Decides not to go for that extra pass. Dhaliwal. Forbes under pressure. Luo. Luo out to Massey. And Long Donks. They hold their 0 point. Back to 5-4. I think in general that's the offensive situation that the Gongfather is trying to avoid. Just receivers running in space. Gongfather probably going to find greater success in keeping the field congested, creating complex throwing lanes. LSC again having the pulling duties. That's a really nice pull. Good distance. Kirsty Greenfield goes to Buchner. Partridge. Well, thinks about the scuba for a moment. Booth. Oh, Booth with the forehand that ends up coming out pretty high. And it works out in the end as Chris Stoddard proving to be all kinds of trouble for the Long Donks defense. 6-4. Can't teach tall at the end of the day. Something that can be taught is a good read on the disc, and Stoddard's read has been immaculate today. So 36 minutes on the game clock. Roughly another half an hour to play and half-time in there somewhere. Young K.O. Booth. First time we've seen him on stream, and is there something maybe for the future for this young man? An immaculate ultimate Frisbee pedigree. And it turns out he can pull pretty well too. Bray around the edge to Fowler. Now Bray again, wanting to go fast. Bray in the middle to Forbes. Donks quickly. Luo to cap it. 6-5. Long Donks again holding their 0 points. One break by the Gongfather, the only difference at the moment. Yuki Yamaguchi looked like she did have a smallest of bids on that play. Decides to not potentially put herself where she endangered anyone. The trading has continued. It was an interesting dynamic in Ultimate when the teams are just trading points. I think for the team that's down a break, it can become quite dangerous as your opportunities just gradually just slowly disappear, and they can disappear without you noticing. So the time to go, the time to haul in that deficit could be soon for the Long Donks. Because at this stage, another break would be disastrous. It's another wayward pull. Oh, that just is in. It seemed like it was going to be out. John Greenfield brings it up. Get the game going. Booth. It's just Stoddard. Back as a handler. Has the option over the top. Instead goes to Buchner. Greenfield. Hardage goes to Greenfield with a high release backhand. Booth just wanders into a scuba over the top and throws the around to French. French pointing. Disc cocked, ready for a hammer. Greenfield out to Stoddard. Trying to figure out this zone. Booth. Combines. Buchner. Booth again. Long Donks have transitioned into a match defense. Single coverage all up and down the field. Stoddard realizing no mark, no count, no pressure. So hangs with it. Oh, Booth in a phone booth. Oh, now he's just going to test the bladey hammer. John French reads the best. (7-5) with an 0 point to come for the Long Donks. So still at least one more opportunity to get a break out of this Gongfather offense. So far has been highly reliable. Crafty throw that. That's an indoor ultimate throw if I've ever seen one. Used to a situation with no wind. Get the disc up, get it down, get it over someone. I mean, who hasn't done that as a child? Oh, there's going to be some giddy children. One of a player who's just having a bit of a kip. Up there under the cover. Why not? It's a great day here in Kiama. Wonderful event. Yuki Yamaguchi there on screen. Oh, that is going to come and land on my roof. Bray's going to take that from where it went out. Fowler. Eventually gets it around. And now throw through the middle. Dhaliwal scoring courtesy of James Bray. So 7-6. Gong on O. The Gongfather, I should say, on O. And this is for half. Key moment here to take half. Gongfather probably want to be playing from in front. If there's a commonality between comebacks, it's enthusiasm and momentum. For an experienced team, closing out games is potentially where their strength lies rather than hauling in deficits. Just Stoddard just making a way to the line for the Gongfather. LC to pull. Has been pulling pretty much all day. Putting up some good ones. Booth. Greenfield. Stoddard. Oh, and finds Jess Stoddard. Kirsty Greenfield. A lot of players in close. Greenfield, who's played for a long time. Played for the Sugar Magnolias at the highest level, did Kirsty Greenfield. And that's the throw they needed. John Greenfield unlocking the break side. Stoddard's going to break. And Greenfield to take half time. He winds back the clock, does the leaping toilet brush. Oh, he's panting for a bit of gold. A geologist in his professional life. And that's a special catch by John Greenfield. And that'll take us to half. So we'll go take a break. We'll have a drink along with the players. We'll have a think about the second half, the long donks with all the work to do. And we will be back very, very soon. Time to get the second half underway. Gongfather going to come out on defense. Oh, to have a chance to go up another break. The Greenfield catch. That was absolute gold. Hard to catch in that weight. The trailing edge, layout, left hand. So Ingrid Buchner to pull for Gongfather. C settling underneath it. Carpenter back to C. Now width. Carpenter finds Bray. And then the scuba. Well, gets the result that some may say it deserved. Stannard gets the block. Booth sees Lila Hardage going. Would it have to be a special effort? Overthrown in the end. What was a good opportunity for Gongfather goes to waste. Pressure on the long donks to not fall too far away. Fowler to the run of Trong, and Mikey Trong is always at an advantage there. Foot race to the end zone, not the situation that the Gongfather want to be in. Talked about creating situations where it's complex throwing lanes, hard decisions to make. That's the situations that the Gongfather want to create, and they want to put the long donk throwers. That was not it. Laura Forbes, disc in hand. Special talent that she is. Only a few short years in the game and has found herself playing for the Firetails. Firetails, of course, the Australian Ultimate version of the Matildas, the Australian women's team. Buchner to Webster. Booth. Greenfield. Goka. Now in a bit of space is Yamaguchi. Gongfather just working on offense at the moment. Greenfield just going to send Thomas Webster. Oh, it falls past his reach. And is this the moment the Long Dogs come back into this game? Massey. Caleb managing to cleat Gurkha. So it just comes back, just allowing Gurkha the chance to Gather himself. And Dhaliwal in a mountain of space. Reels that in off Kalip Liu. It's a boy. Celebrations. Would love to see him run on the field. Celebrate with Sima Dhaliwal. So, scores are level. 8-all. The initiative still with the Gongfather as they're on 0. Chance to go to 9-8. Fowler is going to take the pull. Alice C not on the field. This pull no good. Fowler is going to claim the hat. He doesn't want it. Gives it back to Jay Spray. Hardage. Just tapped in on the brick mark. Goes with a push pass. Massive block by Tien and Summers. Stoddard's just going to have the disc anyway. A bit of a foul. Two very tall humans. Stoddard throws to the advantage of his wife, who makes up for his somewhat overcooked throw. Lee back to Webster. Hardage. Goes the hammer, orbital helix. It's going to come and be awkward. Stoddard can't clonk it. And Powley. She's going to send Trong. And good old throw that one. Powley just on the backhand side. Cranks that. I don't think Fowler had much more power than he could have given. He just saw it was Trung going and gave it everything. One player and one player only was ever going to get that. So after half, the Long Donks have decided that it is go time. Got the last two scores. Zachary Massey, the one with the disc there. See Kalip Liu and Sima Dhaliwal in the foreground. Another big pull. Seems that field's slightly under regulation size here, which at a tournament like Gongmana, it's not the worst thing in the world. And John Greenfield brings it to the front of the end zone. Booth steps back in, surveys the field. Greenfield. Gurka. Booth. Stoddard. Now Booth getting up the line. Geiker again. Yamaguchi getting involved. Hardage to Yamaguchi for the score. Well, the Gongfather, they score that one. 9-8 to 9-9. Long Donk's defense just caught at 6s and 7s. Didn't seem like there was enough players on the field to cover everyone. As Yamaguchi had gotten free, was unguarded. Proud sponsor of the event today, Red Bull. Giving us the extra boost of energy. Mandy Lee, the TD herself, taking pulling duties. And now Ben Palais. Massey, sideways. Carpenter's gone. Massey reaching for Carpenter. Oh, fair play and fair effort. Shannon Carpenter. Oh, Webster's all kinds of free. Hardage going towards Lee. Oh, and then the block coming through. That was Elizabeth Chen. Ellipsis alumni. Massey. Willingness to throw that forehand. Massey's been more than willing. And there's Summers. Popping up in the end zone. Long Donks, hold. So the motion from the stack was sideways and then it was up the line. And that is what created enough of a power position for Elizabeth Chen. And the offense is running downhill like that with momentum. Hard to stop. Booth doing the best he could to play in the lane, complicate things. I'm not sure it's a dunce's hat, but a bit of fun either way. So we're closing in, a couple of minutes to go to time cap. This game super close. Really could go either way at this stage. Potentially a game to 12, I would guess. Might even be to 11. Luo. Nice pull there. And just Stoddard. Stoddard. Oh. The husband had gone and looked him off. See now, going to test. And to the run of Forbes. (11-9). In the last moments of the second half of this game, the Long Donks have just snuck a second break. Great throw by LSC. Identifying that Forbes had created some separation. So we'll need to finish this point, whatever the result is, and then we'll need to add one. So Gongfather score. It'll be a game to 12. If the Long Donks score, it'll be a game to 13. So that's based on our clock. Our timer is not the official timer. John and Kirsty Greenfield combined. French. Back to Chris Stoddard. Greenfield has to lay out to grab it. French. Now Stoddard. Stoddard looking for Keogh Booth. Oh, Booth has gotten free in the end zone. And the young fella likes it. Celebrations. And a pretty good throw overall by Chris Stoddard. Isolation, definitely. See Booth playing in a lot of space. Stoddard catching that disc and Keogh Booth. Full credit to the young man. He set off to the end zone. And Stoddard said, all right, go get this one. Love to see it. Fourth tournament for the 13-year-old. He's already got a ton of experience playing this game, and great to see. Hope he's enjoying it. So based on my calculations, it should be a game to 12, but don't take my word for it. Saw the goggles being passed on. Trung and Luo. Luo now with the goggles. Very reminiscent actually of Clarence Seedorf, very famous footballer. With the sports goggles. Eyesight rather important when it comes to playing things that involve hand-eye coordination. Missing the eyes portion of that. It's very difficult. So LSC. Oh, she's just going to go down the field again, finds Forbes now. Forbes, Massey, fast. Hands off to C. Trong. And Trong to Massey. Massey in the end zone. That's 12. I think these two teams are just happy to keep playing. Much like the show, Whose Line Is It Anyway? Everything's made up and the points don't matter. Seems that time cap, it doesn't matter. Points don't really matter. Carpenter there on screen. Some confusion around matching players. Buchner taking that on the full. Booth. Oh, he nods to Keogh. And Keogh sets off. Oh, throw by Tim Booth. Keogh Booth has just nearly pulled off the play of the tournament. Oh, young man, you've done the hard work. Lay out, son. You had it. Shannon Carpenter will go pick it up. And Long Donks go on offense. Liu throws a helixing scuba. That ties Tin and Summers in a knot. Booth. Stoddard looks for Greenfield. Scores and brings it back within one. Greenfield having a shave. Never seen that man with a skerrick and facial hair. I think he'd look weird with a beard. So 12-11. Game continues. Seems that these teams happy just to play out the game as it stands. Plenty of fun being had. Well, we're most of the way through day one. There's plenty of ultimate here from Gongmana for 2023. Another couple of games yet this afternoon on the stream with ULTI.TV. And a couple of games tomorrow as well. So a weekend full of Ultimate. Proudly supported by Red Bull. Giving us that boost of energy to keep playing. Bray. Oh, that's a hot one. Bray again. Pivots back towards the middle of the field. Very quickly, long donks get all the way down. And then Bray will just use some footwork. Toe the line. And take us to 13-11. Fairly cash, fairly easy. This game just quickly trading towards a conclusion. And I think that the conclusion has been agreed upon. A great game to 13, the end result. So the teams are going to shake hands, circle up, head into a spirit circle. Which means that we'll take a short break here on the stream. Thank you all for joining us. On behalf of ULTI.TV, my name is Daniel Clinton. And we'll see you again soon.
Enjoying the show? Show your support for the live stream and the people making the show. Buy a super chat or super sticker on YouTube directly. Select your donation and type your message to the world. And share. All donations go into directly funding new shows. Buy a super sticker or super chat now. Thank you.